Hello everyone, today I'm going to be taking a look at another resin figure from Para Bellum Games for Conquest, and this is the City States Dorilates. Alright, the Duralites officer then, from the City States. If I pop this out, he comes in a little tray, and it is a resin cast model. No activation card with him because he is a unit upgrade, so this is just if you want to add a bit more variety to your unit. Although you could also, if you have some of the other models, the other character models, and you want to have multiples in your army, you could quite happily substitute these guys in for some of those. So, bit of flashing on the main body, nothing particularly egregious. I think a toothbrush will take most of that off. In fact, I have one here. Yeah, so we can toothbrush a lot of that away. Slight seam line on the front greave. And this arm, I think there should be a key there to accept a piece on the arm to lock it into place. It looks like it's just been a little bit filled. Bit of a seam across the shoulder pad. We'll see how much of that is flash when I get to it, because he will go into a bath in a minute. Yeah, there's a fair bit of very thin flashing on it. Very crisp details on it though, some nice design work. Has that blend of high-tech plus Greek city-state. Here we have his owl, very Athena-esque. Again, nice detail. Yeah, this locking piece here should theoretically go into there, and it's not. So I'll either hollow that out or trim that off. It's a resin model and it's not particularly heavy, so I may just trim it down just to make life easier. But some really nice stuff. The Greek key there on the breastplate is particularly nice. And then the leather kirtle there as well. Yeah. Right. Let's get the flash out of the way and get him built up and see exactly how he looks. Alright, I'm back and the Dorilates is built. Nice simple build. Good level of detail on the cast as well, as you can see from things like the owl. He is around about 36mm to eye level. Obviously quite an expansive stance. The mould overall is a nice crisp cast. You can see the level of detail on things like the greaves with the sort of scroll work in there. However, there was a bit of slippage, so it's not a major issue to clean up things like this seam line, and then on the greave itself there'll be a little bit of sort of filing and buffing to do. However, this, so I think there was a slight air pocket, so we have the seam runs here and down. As it is, there's a wreath of leaves, so laurels on either side of the shoulder pad, but interrupted by this. I don't believe it's removed any of the detail. Could fill it. I'd probably just go ahead and do some damage on it. It's nothing so bad that I would go back to the manufacturer if it was substantially egregious. You sometimes get that with resin models where they've missed it on quality control because there was a bit of flash around that. And if it was particularly bad, you can go back and just go, look, not up to the quality that I'm sure you want to present. So the companies will then, send you a replacement or what have you. Like I say, it's a minor thing. It could be filled with putty and then smoothed out, either plastic putty or milliput. Either of those are great. Don't use green stuff. It's not designed for that. But otherwise, some really nice detail. Scroll work on the helmet, sort of the angular key work on the breastplate, on the thorax and on the shoulders as well. And then this very interesting helixical, I suppose, spear that brings in the sort of the high-tech feel for the City States. Obviously, as a unit champion, very good for both the Phalangites and Hoplites, bringing Flurry or Relentless in as a bonus to those units for 25 points. So a cheap-ish upgrade, but can bring an awful lot of damage to bear. I mean, the rerolls from Flurry alone for your elite Phalangites who got a bucket load of attacks means he's probably auto-include in big blocks of Phalangites, depending on your playstyle. But I think he would also make a very good replacement for one of the Polmarks or Aristarchs. So if you have multiples in your army and you don't want to be using the same model for everyone, then you've got that as an option. But yeah, overall, nice figure and well worth your while picking up if you fancy taking the City States to another level. So there we go, another fantastic figure with some fantastic rules to boot. Don't know if I would specifically get these figures to use as the unit upgrades. Obviously they look fantastic, but I think it's a great way of adding more heroes to your warband, spreading the love a bit so you're not having so many duplicates popping in there. But there's a lot to be said for the Dorilates. Whether he's going into a Phalangite or Hoplite unit, they can do an awful lot of extra damage for relatively small upgrade cost as well. I mean, 25 points. It's brutal. Adding that Flurry or adding Relentless in, depending on the unit, you can do so much with it. But let me know what you think below. Obviously, for First Blood, they change up a bit. I haven't looked at First Blood yet. That will be coming in time. But what do you think of the Dorilates and the City States from Para Bellum? Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.